Welcome all to the Animal Life Guide. Yes, I will be using my voice this time because I did not want to type this all out. We will start with the basics. What do you do when you join the game? As usual, you can click WASD to move around your character, or simultaneously use joystick if you're on mobile. The different thing here is, if you're on PC, you can press Q or E to speed up or slow down, or on mobile, press the button to change your speed animation. Now, depending on what animal, depends on if you can fly or not. If you can, you will have to double jump to fly. Simultaneously, you can change your flight controls by either pressing the same button on mobile or pressing H on PC. We will start with the main UI, the 6 buttons at the bottom. The first button is the animal customization button, which looks like the fox head. This is the first button I would recommend clicking on if you're new to the game and want to get a new morph. When you click on this, you'll notice there's 5 buttons at the top. You can click on these to go into different things. We'll start with the first one. This will allow you to change the color. You can either do simple color to change just the simple things. You can also do different coloring at the top. You'll notice 2 simple buttons. Or advanced coloring. You can do many things here. First of all, I would like to point out there are materials, but you'll need a VIP. I will mention Gamepasses later on. You can copy colors from one thing by clicking on something, clicking copy color to, and then you will have a UI brought up where you can either click on single, group, or all. Some of them will bring up different UIs. You can also just use a hex color if you prefer that instead of finding the actual color. The second one will allow you to change your morph. There are many morphs in this game. Some of them are able to fly, some of them are not. Some of them may require VIP. And some of you that have been here since 2022 may have a different morph that people don't have. The third button is a save option. In order to save, have whatever morph you have. Click the plus, and then a new save with that same animal morph will be made. You can edit the name. Yes, it can tag if it will. The fourth one will allow you to put on accessories. Some accessories have to be unlocked. Some of them are already given to you. If you are new to this game, there are going to be some accessories you are no longer able to get because they were from a while ago. And again, if you're from 2022, there might be accessories of such that are very rare. The fifth one is OC copy. You can either request someone to copy colors onto yourself or give someone that you have to them. Just note that accessories and materials will not carry over because if you have an accessory unlocked and the other person does not, they obviously will not get it. The second button will allow you to change your name or bio. When you enter in, you'll notice simply you can change your name or your description, which will appear directly above your head. Please do note that some special characters or emojis may take up more than one character, and there are limits if you look to the side, although this shouldn't be much of a problem. You don't really have to make this long. There's just a short description of you. If you want a longer one, you can do it when you're within an RP. The third button is the Roleplay Servers button. When you click on it, you will see a list of servers immediately brought up to where you can enter them. I would recommend scrolling as there will be more to explore. You can find the one that you might partake in and join. Though remember, I would recommend making a tag for yourself as well as an animal morph before going into one of these, otherwise you might be kicked. You can also click on Find Friends to find friends, or Host RP, which when you click on Host RP, you can change the name, description, you can select the immediate maps, and then you can just join. You can just start the roleplay. Do note that it does require VIP, and I would recommend clicking on Check for Tags before starting to make sure it doesn't tag out. Rules will also be at the bottom if you want to check them out before starting. Yes, I know it might be a little long, but it shouldn't be that hard. The fourth button is the Worlds button. When you click on this, you can travel to one of the 4 worlds that are already in this game. Do note that when you do travel to a world, you will be immediately brought to a public server, so if you're in an RP server and click on this, you will be kicked out of the RP server. The fifth button is the Animations button. When you click on this, you can see the helpful tools that will either tell you to, if you're on PC, the keybinds, but most importantly, you can click on these buttons to do certain actions. Now, this does vary between animals. Some have more than others because some might be more popular than others. And lastly, the sixth button is the Settings button. In here, yes, you can scroll. You can change certain settings. Head movement, which will allow you to change your head or not. Terrain alignment, which can boost your FPS if you're on a low-end device. My Animal or other animal sounds, as well as music. You can turn name tags off, for example, if you're filming a video or a film crew. Or you can also turn off, on, or have friends only before pickup requests. Wind effect, rain particles / thunder are also for FPS boosting if you need to turn them off. And OC copy requests so you don't get flooded with those, which goes along with the pickup requests. Occasionally during events, you'll notice at the bottom left of your screen will be a little tab called the something event. For me, it's the Christmas event since this was hosted in December. When you click on it, you'll notice there is usually the main map and the lake map, which you can find, which will tell you the indicators of how much you found within each of those maps. To get started, you just go up to whatever morph there is near the start of the map. They'll give you the dialogue and tell you to go find them around the map. When you do, you go back to them and then you can collect your accessory. Most of the time it's like this. There are 6 main game passes in this game. The first one is VIP, which will allow you to start hosting servers, use special materials, and have VIP animals. If you have Robux up to over and you want to buy something in this game, I would recommend buying VIP first if you do not already have it. The second and third one are Wolf Wings and Pegasus, which will unlock the wing accessories for either the Wolf Pup or for the horses. They both cost 150 Robux and the VIP costs 200. The Wolf Warrior Game Pass will unlock the warrior accessories for both the Wolf Pup and Wolf for certain RPs that might revolve around them, as well as the Dire King, which unlocks the Dire Wolf King accessory. If you've been in this game, you'll notice one of the more popular RPs is a Royal Wolves RP, which would make sense for this. The last one is the Airboat, which I'll just show you what the airboat is. Now, obviously, since this is a more of a hangout type of game as well, there are rules and reports. First off, the rules. When you go up to the board, you will see a red button called rules. When you click on it and click on it again, you will see the same rules that was brought up earlier when hosting an RP. Though there's also the report, which you can bring up by either pressing the report button or just typing in -report in the chat, although I do not recommend that. When you click on report, you will be brought up this menu here. You can first enter the username or find the player in the current server on the other page. The brief explanation / topic, which just tells you what they sort of did, and then the situation, which is what they, like the whole thing. Yes, it still tags as well, so you have to check that before sending. When you're severity rating, this one doesn't really matter as much, but you can still click on low, medium, or high to see how much the moderator should actually care when this is. Do note that there is a warning on the side that says false or nonsense reports can lead you to being banned. Yes, this is true. I can tell you that much. When you click on report, will be a math equation for you to solve, first of all. And then when you get that done, you'll have to agree to the terms that are brought up. Well, not agree, but you have to read through to make sure it doesn't happen. Believe me, there were a lot of false reports. We had to do this many applications, and guess what? We still get false reports. Well, I think they still do get them. I'm not sure now. Some parts in this section might be a little debatable. Other than that, it can still be factual. Now, when you join an RP, obviously there might be some rules to follow. First of all, no, you cannot report the creator for doing things that you do not like. It's literally stated that you can't do that when reporting. Now, when you enter an RP, first thing to do is to go up to the board, which is usually near spawn, and read what they have on there, regardless if it's descriptive or not. This has the exception of if it's like a hangout server, it might be a little lenient. Some RPs might be extremely strict with being experienced, so OCs would have to be limited and more experienced chatting. This is usually for people that's played the game more. For example, the morph that you've seen me in will definitely not fly in one of those, most of the time at least. Unless we got some people that just don't care. Now, the RP creator ultimately has power, and I'll show you what that would be in the next section. But for now, just follow the rules, be a good person when you're in an RP, and try not to get banned. Yeah, it's easy. Once you've bought VIP and hosted your first server and did all this stuff, you'll be immediately brought to your server. First thing you might notice is you'll have a little RP creator tag directly above your body. No, this cannot be toggled off. But here is how you guide. First things first, you want to go up to the board. You'll notice your board will most likely be empty. This is to be expected. When you go up to the board and click it, you'll notice that you can edit the board anyway. Each board has a 300 character limit, so keep that in mind. But there are 2 boards. Clicking on the RP button, and yeah. First thing, you'll notice some pencil icons to the side. You can click on one of these to edit the name and description again. For the first one, the next one is time and weather. You can adjust the time and season of what or weather of what it is in the server. Do note that if you're in the canyon map, your season and weather will be disabled since it's permanently locked on one thing. Next up is the announcements, which you can choose to announce something which will appear at the top of the screen. You can also select the range. Next up is the map, which click on it will bring up back that Switch roleplay map. This time, everyone goes to the same one. Now, when you click on roles will bring up anything you can create. You can create roles, you can send people to go into an RP role, which will also be displayed directly above their head. And lastly, when you go into admin player controls, you'll notice that there is usually 3 buttons to kick, ban, or promote someone. Promoting someone will immediately have them give some of the permissions that you have as well, but not all of them. You can also switch to who's allowed to join between friends, all, and none, or you can just straight up just shut down the server. Do note that moderators can block this. Whenever you're in an RP, regardless if it's yours or someone else's, there is an option to also boost the RP. Boosting the RP has different cost ranges depending on what you want to feel. There are certain boosts that Boost gives to the server. These include that 4 additional players will be added to it, so it sorts higher. So say there's 1 boost and there's 20 people, it will act as if there's 24. The player limit will be increased from 40 to 55, even if there's just 1 boost. Each boost will last for about 24 hours on their own, and the amount is shown next to the list or to the boost online in the boost tab itself, which will also show who boosted it. No, they do not expire when the server gets shut down. The timer still runs privately there. It will still be sorted like normal if the owner is offline, just still at the bottom of the list. Please do not go excessive with boosting. You only need like 20 at the most. And yes, this is about it. There might be some stuff that I missed, but most of those are minor stuff. I just went over the main topics. Hope you guys have a good day, and see you later. Bye.